Once upon a time, era una vez, there was a happy and beautiful woman named María. Una mujer hermosa, profundamente enamorada. She was deeply in love with a strong and handsome man. And some say that he was a cheating husband. And one day, María's great love, el gran amor de María, no longer wanted to be with her. And he left her for another woman. Y noche tras noche she waited for him, night after night, heartbroken, pero nunca volvió. He never came back. And somewhere along this torturous mental journey, she began to blame los niños. Began to blame the children for her loss. Algo terrible estaba pasando en su mente. Something horrible was brewing in her head. And one stormy night, when the washes ran like rivers, cuando los arroyos se convirtieron en ríos, María levantó a sus niños, los despertó. She woke up the children and summoned them for a walk in the rain. Lightning lit the sky and crashing thunder frightened the kids. And as they neared the banks of the river, you could hear María saying, "Niños, acérquense. Get closer," she said. And when the kids were on the banks of the raging wash, she shoved them into the river. And she knew them well that none of them could swim. María watched without mercy. Sin misericordia, los vio cuando el río se arrastró a sus niños. Further and further downstream in the rushing water, they grew smaller and smaller until they completely were out of sight. Mojada, desesperada, she walked back to her home and she slept soundly that night. But the next morning, she found her lover. Se encontró a su esposo, a su amante, y le dijo, "Lo he hecho, los maté. I've done it," she cried. "I finally rid myself of those awful children." Y le dijo cómo los había matado. And she told them how she drowned them so that they, María, and her lover could be happy together again. Su amante estaba horrorizado. Her lover was horrified and told her it was not the children that made him leave her. It was the love of another woman and the fact that he had fallen out of love with her. Así asustado, corrió y la volvió a dejar. He ran away from her in disgust. María no sabía qué hacer. Desesperada, como una loca, caminó por las calles. She was beside herself like a mad woman, crying. She wandered the streets. But not for her dead children, but for herself and the love that she had lost. Por fin regresa a casa, exhausted, depressed. María said, "I don't want to live, ya no quiero vivir." And she decided to end her life. She knew the oleander bushes nearby were plants of deadly poison, plantas venenosas. So she prepared herself a brimming salad of death, ate it quickly, and like that, boom, she was gone. In a shot of bright light took her to heaven. But as María approached the gates of heaven, she heard a voice that said, "María, ¿dónde están tus niños? María, where are your children?" And María said, "No sé. I don't know." And then everything went black. And when she woke up, she was back on earth, pale and ghostly. And then she began to wander the land. And those who got a glimpse of her could always hear a constant wailing and crying. She had been fated to roam the earth, the washes and the rivers, looking for her children for eternity. Y muchos de ustedes cuando crecieron, you would always hear your mom and your grandma say, "On a night like this, if you don't behave, you know who will get you." And you would hear, "Ay, mis hijos. Ay, mis hijos." And on a night like this, when you walk away tonight, you might hear el llanto de la Llorona.